elemental break.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you need to just remember which player got tethered.
Isn't it dead the entire time?
The icon might be. I'm pretty
Did
sure
we
the
ever-
physical tether isn't.
Did we ever break down the first mechanic that Yoshi B showed? And
No,
Have a
we
strat for
want
it?
to do that still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
There's
think
not a lot to look at though. Like,
No. We at least have a plan for pull
Yeah,
one.
we
right?
yeah.
I just want to see how many instances of damage he took, the spread or not.
We still have the VOD link. I think
Sure.
we posted it.
You
or
guys looked
something.
at that.
someone sent it to me at some point too.
But I'll just hollow the first pull, so I'll live it anyway.
Fuck yeah.
True.
Someone has to send me the VOD or the video. I don't know. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Nope. Never
Would
seen
you-
it.
Crazy.
What's wrong?
So hyped.
Weren't you literally up on? Or no, you weren't. It was someone else.
It was me. It was
Oh
you
yeah,
and
it
I.
was you.
My VTube model is gonna get so much airtime.
Hey, you got a VTuber model?
Yeah.
You're gonna get all, you're
Cover
gonna
your
get
chat
all
on
the viewers.
OBS.
You just
I've never
make
had
a,
my chat covered.
just make an image. Well,
I-
what I used to do is make a black image, just a fucking black box, and then you just set it to a source, and then it always shows, and then you just put it over top.
Here, you can do this. What I do is I blur it and I put the Zenith logo in the bottom left and I put my VTuber model over it.
I'm just gonna keep it on the battle tab.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, what if we have like chat macros?
Well,
Yeah, you're good.
That's true.
Does that matter?
Wait, what?
Well, you need to see it.
I could just put it in.
I would just block all your chat shit.
Just fucking block it. It takes 2 seconds.
No, that's a lot of work.
No, it's not. It takes 2
It's
seconds.
easy.
You right-click image size.
No, I've
Add
been
image
muted.
size.
I've been muted on OBS for the last hour.
Oh god. Fucking doomed.
No,
Yeah.
it's a
By the
real-
way, people are gonna fuck up not muting themselves. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's fair.
I think
I
it's just
mean-
better to have it just than not do.
I will
Anyways.
say it matters most. It matters more if we say everyone mute and then we say stuff than if we just talked about it, because then it stands out more. But
Yeah. So just I mean, if we say everyone mute, just like double check it real quick. That's fine.
That's true.
we probably won't be doing it that often.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the case it does matter is if you're talking about like shit you're not supposed to. But if like one person is leaking strats by accident, I really don't care that much. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Don't fret
I'm
it.
more worried about the data mine stuff than the strats.
Yeah, just be a little careful about it because of the data mine stuff for sure. In a situation where we're gonna be discussing stuff like, I don't know, just mute.
Dude,
Best of your
I wonder if
abilities.
they're gonna monitor for that sort of stuff more, less, or the exact same they did in the last Ultimates because of what's happened.
It just deter. It's just based on who hates you and has a vendetta against you
Yeah.
and how much effort they're gonna put into it.
And every single ultimate prog, there's some fucking degenerates scrolling through your Twitch category and reporting everyone they see with a fucking shred of anything to their third party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just,
true.
just don't anger
Which is why
somebody.
we are
with-
just doing everything we can to make it not possible to target them.
Yeah, we'll protect ourselves as much as we reasonably can. It's okay. You guys are safe. You know, as soon as they know I'm streaming and my hate crew finds out, I'll
They're gonna
distract
cancel you
everyone.
again.
I'll distract everyone for you
Wait,
guys.
yeah, you have
You're,
a lot
you're
of
the tank. You're the
you-
tank.
you have a lot of haters. We have extra attention on us, so it's extra important.
God does have a lot of haters.
Kath
That's
was okay.
true.
So Kath was actually worried about that in Anabasios, and then literally nothing happened.
Well, we weren't a real stream team then. I mean, we were,
Yeah,
but
that-
like
that's
we
true.
didn't even get all
did
those.
not have a ranked.
If we're
finish, so-
actually like first stream team at some points, people are gonna be viewing at piecemeal on our team. So you know, and we'll have like Frosty like showing us too. So you know, we're much more likely for it to actually be an issue here. But that's way in my history at this point. I don't think most of those people care, and I never antagonized anyone, so it's not like it's gonna fucking happen.
When the like no women in the world race thing with Svea did pop up, I did see someone post about that with you, but your name did not get mentioned. It was just like vague. Do you guys remember that sort of thing? So
Yeah.
it's still out there, but
Just know if it does come up, just ignore it. It goes away.
yeah.
you just do not acknowledge it. I don't care who you are. Like, any of you guys get a message regarding that at any point, the worst thing you can do is acknowledge it exists. You do not respond to it. Nobody responds to it. If you respond to it, you've fucking lost.
Literally, just look at the person that responded to the thing about Sphia
Oh yeah.
on their team, right? Like it's. Well, I only saw that because they responded.
Yeah, if you do not say fucking shit, it will go away.
I don't know about you guys, but I have Twitch chat closed. Yeah, like don't look at that.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh, yeah, I don't look
that's
at
kind
it.
of a thing. Yeah, definitely do not have your chat open ever.
I might look at it during breaks, but
Yeah,
What is this
Not like-
hypothetical situation? If someone asks what we think about the Sphere situation?
no, Kath's
No, if
thing.
someone tries to stir up shit with Kath,
Yeah, or anything
like,
in
by
that
talking
realm.
to someone else.
Yeah, anytime someone's trying to stir up anything with you, or they're like making a claim against you, you fucking ignore it. The worst
you
thing you can
shouldn't be-
do is acknowledge it exists.
Shouldn't be reading other people's message and prog.
Yeah, I mean, I have my chat disabled on my stream, so no one can type to me anyway. I
Alright,
think.
now that Isa is back, I remembered some stuff to talk about before we go into 11. So this is very much a thing that I'm sure I don't need to tell people on this team. But until we know that damage matters and we have to play for it, don't fucking greet anything. If we're in monitors and you're in your 2-minute, just fucking stand there with your monitor correct until it goes off. Don't like greed the GCD and turn last second until we know we have to, and we're probably never going to have to. So just respect the mechanics and play safe. Again, I don't think I need to tell that to anyone on this team. What I do want to talk about is holding. So for defensive cooldowns, 2-minute alignment, all that stuff, we want our kill times to be as consistent as possible. So we are going to end up doing a large amount of holding. That is extremely likely. Just be prepared to respect those holds and try to optimize them as much as possible so that we are making sure the boss always dies, but we are killing it at the time that we want as reliably as we can. It does actually make a difference to a large number of jobs that we do that consistently.
I
So
do.
wanted to say, you can go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I do want to say, if we are holding, never consider the end of the cast bar where it needs to die. It needs to die before that by like a centimeter. So
I know-
like,
GCD.
yeah.
I know, like only 2 of you have progged with me in an ultimate before, but like I am the master holder. I fucking love holding damage, and I'm on an unfamiliar job, so it's a little bit harder, but I have an idea of how to do it. I will be holding enough damage where I can solo nuke like as much percentage off a boss as possible, because I don't need to carry it over. Ninja doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
I
I
would
just
say that White Mage can also.
Yeah,
nuke the
okay, man.
bosses.
I
Okay.
yeah, I just want to highlight, I never ever want us to die to like a hold and the boss not actually dying. Like, if we are holding, the boss's HP bar or the boss's like cast bar or whatever should die well before it's at the end. So just always target a little bit before that. We don't want to play it like risky at all.
And we can make this like more scientific. We don't need to just judge it based on how it looks. So what
Yeah.
I did in Toppin works
Yeah.
pretty well is you look at the cast bar, you look at a letter on the cast bar, and you see what percentage you want the boss to be at that letter on the cast bar. And when it gets to that letter, you just say how behind or ahead you are, and that lets people tune how much they are hitting the boss to accurately hold.
Yep.
Another thing that people already mentioned a little bit, a lot of jobs have very niche optimization they can do to hold more effectively. Specifically, you can build gauge while doing less damage to the boss. Make sure you know how to do that on your respective jobs. I know Isa and I talked about how to do that on Red Mage the other day. Like tanks can AoE, all that shit. Make sure you're prepared to do that. It comes up more often than you would think. That's all I had on that though. Want to just make sure everyone is on the same page there. Because it can get kind of annoying when you're on pull 1000 or something, trying to get to P6 and you're in P2 holding until the end of the cast bar. But it is worth doing the entire prog.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is pretty obvious, I think, but like, it was kind of weird in thought, but like, generally, gauge jobs should have prior to hit the boss, right? Like,
Yes.
if you don't have anything, you shouldn't, unless we need to. But generally, like, who are the gauge jobs? Like,
Ninja's gauge is fake.
Yeah, and
Still
in this
doesn't
comp,
fucking
it's
matter.
just me and Isa.
I can farm feathers, I guess. But...
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
can farm feathers with AoE combo.
Just farm Esper, right?
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
but getting 100 Esprit is pretty trivial.
Yeah. So, by the way, one thing I generally did in all the other parties is I never stopped hitting the boss, because it just seemed to fucking work with holds, and then we would never fucking die, but I will be. If we call a hold, I will not be hitting the boss until we hit that percent, because the idea here, Autumn, right, is that we all just turn on when we hit the percent that we know we need at that, like, number, and then we know it's consistent because the whole party's hitting the boss, right?
That is the idea, but if you're doing the same thing every time, it doesn't matter. If you're constantly hitting the boss, we will just build the muscle memory to work around that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the big thing is to just do what you're going to do consistently.
Yeah, I'll probably, when we get the hold situations, I'm probably just not gonna hit the boss, because, yeah, everyone, like, builds around that, and it's better
Yeah.
for people
And
to
then if
actually
I
gain
say,
something.
yo, we're 3% behind, then you're gonna hit the boss.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'll make that adjust to myself. I have trust issues.
Yep, it's fine.
Did Sil and Dude Man, do you guys need anything from us in terms of what you just discussed?
I don't think so right now.
Did
We
Easy
were
do
mostly
again?
we were
Yeah.
trying to go through, just assemble a bunch of stream links. We think that the first couple of hours are going to be insanely chaotic. Not just looking at
Yeah.
you guys, but looking at the like 20 other groups that are at the same point.
They
Yeah.
definitely are.
Any random stream could have new information on it,
Yeah,
and it's hard to prepare for in a way.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
it's
we
gonna
could
be
have
somebody
a
random.
DSR. Like, we could have a DSR situation where, like, people are stuck on Sanctity for 1,000,000 hours, or we could have a top situation where you're on P2 in, like, 4 hours or something.
Yeah, I think after that it's going to start separating out. It's going to be easier to keep track of things, but it's going to be hard at the start. So
I actually wanted to talk about that as kind of like a mental boom situation, because like I was yesterday, I went to work, so I woke up at 2 in the morning and I went to work, right? And I got off work at fucking 6 p.m. my time, so I'd been up for like 14 hours at that point, and I was thinking, like, comparing that to Prague of like how tired I was, and like thinking back to DSR and having teams, like, think about that fight. If you were playing the game for that amount of time, 16 hours, and you were still on fucking Sanctity of the Ward, you would want to blow your goddamn brains out. Like, you gotta fucking lock in for that shit. It's gonna be hard to not tilt just based off of the amount of pulls that we're sinking into stuff.
So,
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, I didn't
No,
mean
no.
to interrupt.
Well, I was just gonna say that, like, there was a few things that I was thinking of in regards to early Prague of the last two ultimates, where, like, I think a good team can kind of get stuck into like a little bit of like an ego cycle. So, like, for example, like, I think every team, when they saw Looper and kind of thought about how to solve it, the first thing that they were thinking of is like, it would be really like, you should set up a priority for where you're taking the tethers, but actually picking them up. I don't think any team, like, in my experience from the people that I played with and like what their teams did,